Okay, so let me introduce myself one more time. My name is Chetan Singh Gill. I'm the trainer with SEC Online. This session is being recorded for the purpose of, training and, training purposes that we can use it for the future. For any members who want to go through it, we'll be sharing the link with the system officers, like I said earlier. This session now will start, and we'll start from the basics and then go step by step and move it to the next, take it to the next level. What we're going to be doing, because there will be a lot of queries that you might have, because we've been taking this session from, I think, for various state judiciaries. So whatever that we learned from them, from other judicial officers of various districts. So what we have done is that whatever the queries that were raised earlier or were asked earlier, we have now, put it into one string, so that the queries that we've been already been addressed or been asked, we'll take those queries as our examples. We don't have our own examples. We always take the example that the queries that were asked to us in the past, and now we have started sharing those queries as an example so that everyone learns together. So we will go in this way. We will show it to you, the entire software, how this software really works, each and every feature that we have. And then in the last, we'll keep around 10-15 minutes or more if the members require to address individual queries. Considering the strength of this meeting will only increase now. We already have 200 members now, and the numbers will only increase from here. We can add another element to it so that there's a ease of asking questions. I'm going to share my screen. There's an option of you can hand raise. I'm going to show it on the screen. I hope my screen is visible now. Mr. Raina, please confirm. Arvind?
No.
Okay, might take some time at your end.
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay, so there's an option over here in your screen. This would be option over there. There's an option of this small icon, which is more of a hand raise, and then you come over here. There's an option of hand raise. If I click on this, you'll see a hand being raised in front of my name. So we usually prefer this so that, because if everyone unmutes themselves together, it will not be able to understand who will talk and who would take the second chance. So with this, we will get to know who has raised the hand, and then we can call out your name, and you can unmute yourself, and we can do it in ask the question and answer it individually. I'm gonna put this hand down, and now let's start with SEC Online. On a Saturday morning, we were wondering that if members would go for after work hours or a Saturday, and we were very skeptical that when would member would like to come. I can assure you one thing on behalf of my team, that this session, whatever time that we'll be taking from you, we'll be giving you at least 2 or 3 times of information that will save as much as time that you have invested over here, probably more than that in your research. Without any further ado, I will start the session now. The first thing first, which is the most important thing, is the URL for this particular website. So you have, when you come to this particular any browser, it can be a Google Chrome, it can be a Firefox, it can be your Chromium on Ubuntu. Any browser would do in this. You can just type scconline.com, SCC online, that stands for Supreme Court Cases Online.com, and you will get this particular website open over here. At the same time, you can also do a Google search in case you don't remember the ID, the website address. You can come to Google. You can just type in SCC Online, and the first link will give you the access, will take you to the particular website that we're talking about. Now, once we are here, there's an option of login. I think that's a straightaway jumping. That's a straightaway jumping into the software, research software. But I think research is something that is a technologically, made layout. That how can we do research? The interface is all about, technology. But is also what is also important is, yes, the A's of researching is very, very important because that saves your time. But also the second most important thing is the database. What all information do we have, or will we access when we're doing a research? So let's address that first. I hope we can talk in English, or I have three options with you to give it off. I can talk in Hindi, I can talk in English or Punjabi. So I considering that Punjabi would not be a factor, preferred language. If you want in Hindi, mix of Hindi, I can do it in Hindi. Or if English is good enough, I'm gonna be anyways right now going with English. If anyone thinks that Hindi should be added, let me know. So we're going with the data coverage. I click on data coverage now, and it's giving me two options: case finder and web edition. We all right now gathered here to talk about web edition. So we're going to be clicking on web edition. Now the data coverage starts. It says the Supreme Court of India judgments from the inception till date are available over here. The 1950 till date judgments are available over here. And then apart from that, it also says that there's something like TruePrint. We'll talk about this TruePrint in a bit, but I wanted to highlight this for sure. Then we have a Federal Court of Privy Council judgments. Now, Privy Council was there before 1800 as well. However, what we have gathered the information is only from Indian appeals, therefore that is from Indian data of Privy Council. So it is coming from 1836 till 1949. In between, there was a federal court, which was when Privy Council was abolished. Federal court became the apex court. So that particular during that particular period, federal court was information are also available. So in total, Privy Council 1836 till 1949, all the judgments are available from these two period, from Indian appeals and Moore's Indian appeals as a source. And this also has these things TruePrint written next to all of these. Then we have your high courts. All the high courts are available over here. District courts, few handpicked judgments of the district courts are available over here. I was yesterday in Lokpal office, and I was sitting with the chairman sir and other distinguished members over there. And when I spoke about the district court, the question was that why are we putting the district court judgments over here? So because district court has humongous amount of data, and getting it all in one place, that will be a challenge. So let me I think talk about this and clear this out. We are not covering district court end to end. These are only handpicked judgments, which are landmark judgments, which have made a significant, which are very important as a matter of fact, that they were talked in the media and they had brought in some new point of law. So I think 18 or 21 judgments are available from district courts. Then you have historical courts, which was similar to the Privy Council, but not at the highest level, but at the provincial level. So Lower Burma, Upper Burma, Ajmer Court, Lahore Court, all these courts which were there before independence, those judgments are also available over here. Then we come to the next one, that is tribunals and commissions. So tribunals, various tribunals, including ITAT, CIC, then your APTEL, TDSAT, all those are available over here. So you can have the information. Close this. This is being talked about the judgment, the primary source of law. Then we move to the next one. We have the subcategory in the primary source of law, that is the central acts. Your central statutes are available over here. All central statutes amended as on date. And this also not only covers the, just the central act, but also the commentaries as a part of it is also being available over here. Then you have your state statutes, rules and regulations, circulars, notification instructions. Now, this is something I believe that a lot of members can make a use of, that is circulars, notification instructions. Over here, the circulars and all these information are kept ministry wise. So like you can see, there are a few examples given over here. Let's take an example of excise and customs. So if you talk about excise and customs, you want to see the notification under the central excise and customs. So there will be a layout which will be made in the website. You click on Central Excise and Customs. It will give you options like, do you want to see the notification from the latest? It will give you the year wise. That 2021 is the latest notification that I've received under this particular ministry. So you can see year wise. So you don't have to wander around and looking for which is the latest notification or which is the oldest one, or is it the latest or not. If there's some doubt about it, all that can be taken care of because every ministry notification, circulars, and instructions would be kept under one tab, and then you can simply see it by year wise. Saves your time. Then we have your bills in parliament, not the live commentaries, but as it was introduced in one of the houses or as passed by one of the houses, which is given over here. Your constitutional orders has also been available. Then your secondary materials, which aids the primary material that contains your Constituent Assembly debates. All the 12 volumes are available over here. Various commissions and committees reports are available over here, including your law commission report from 1956 till I think 2018 or 2019 was the last law commission report which came in. So that till there it is all updated. Apart from that, various other reports are available over here. Then legal articles, from various journals, but this also includes the two primary areas that we cover as a publisher, that is our own SEC journal section. So when we publish the law reports, when we publish the bound volume, there are sometimes there are journal section as well. So those articles which we have published or we've been publishing from 1950 1969, those all would be available over here. You can access those. Then we have this a specific magazine, a legal magazine, which is called Practical Lawyer, which also has a lot of information as far as the articles section is concerned. So that is also made available to you. And then obviously others will just follow. Treaties are there, a few handpicked judgments from the historical history, which were of historical importance. Those are available over here, which include your Bal Gangadhar Tilak case, Maharaja Nand Kumar, and Sir Roger Casement case. Policy documents, Tagore law lectures, and information is still a lot, but I think we got the point. What is it about? But one thing that I highlighted in the starting, that was TruePrint. This TruePrint was there in a lot of entries that we just went through. TruePrint means that when you take the printout of the judgment from Supreme Court or High Courts, it will give you an option to take the exact photocopy, how it was printed in the law reports. So there's no need to now go to the library and take a photocopy. Or you can also, when we are sitting on the dais, and if some advocates comes before the court and cites a copy or internet copy of the judgment, and you want to match it with the actual law report, you don't need that particular book or that particular volume in your court. You can simply open it on SEC Online, take a true printout, which will give you the exact photocopy of the book, and you can match it over there, or you can ask your office bearers to match it for you, and then we can simply go ahead with that. Now let me just quickly log in with this. I'm going to put my login ID and password. Now, if members already know their login ID and password, you can simply go around with this. And in case there is any doubt, if there's a doubt about that you do not have your login ID, you have no idea about the login ID, like I said earlier, you can let us know through your system officer. System officer will collate a list, send it to us. However, if you know the login ID, but you do not remember the password, then in that case, we can come to user login, click on forget password, and put in our login ID. So this is my login ID. I can simply click on request OTP. One click on this, it'll say OTP has been sent to your email. And once I open my email, I will have a 6-digit number over there. I can put it off right over here. And then it'll give me the access to reset my own password. So I'm gonna skip this part because fortunately, my system knows my password, so I'm going to be just logging in. You can obviously always click on the Remember Me option. Saves your time, and even if you don't remember the password, you can at least get into the software with the help of this technology. Now, once we enter, does it just load up? Okay, and Once we log in, you'll see this screen. Now the screen consists of three different color of tiles. Just give me a moment. Let me just check if this is being recorded. Yeah, this is being recorded. Okay. So when we come over here, like these three tiles colors, this is only are the different methods to search in it or to see the information. The information you will access either by any of these tiles would remain the same. The database remains the same. The backend remains the same. It's only the face of this software. It gives you options that, oh, do you have a party name? Then you must go for this tile. Find my party name. Go with this. If you have a citation, you click on this. If you want search, if you want to do a search with a particular word, you should come over here. So like this, these things can be used. So the blue tiles need something to search for. So you need a party name, citation, act name, a section number, all that is available. In the red tiles, the things changes. You do not need anything. It's like a walk in the library. You will cross a lot of information which will be, stacked in front of you, will be kept in front of you. You will just see the information, whatever that you need. You can simply click on that. It will expand the entire, that column for you, and then you can choose what you need or what you do not need. I'll give you one example over here in the browse, and then we will jump to the. I'll give you two examples in this, and then we jump to the word search and the blue tiles. So I'll start the session with this. That is browse created topics. The reason why I'm going with this, if I click on this, is because this is something which I think we can all make use of. Because what's going to happen in this is that someone from our editorial department, the people who make head notes, people who have been gold medalists in their field and who've been working from more than a decade doing the same job, what they have done is they've collated the information on various topics. Now, with this information can be, the important judgments on that topic, any treaty which is governing, any treaty which is because of which this topic came into existence, any important articles, any statutes, any notification that are on the topic. So basically, the entire summary, all the related documents which are would be relevant to that topic would be given over here. Let me start by showing it to you as an example. So it says constitutional law, public law, corporate and commercial law, environmental law, taxation. So there are various topics that we have in our fraternity. Let me take one example. Let me take corporate and commercial law. Once I click on this, it will now give me a list of topics which come under corporate and commercial law. So let's just wait for this to load up. There we have it. Now, if you see, it says aviation law, cryptocurrency, e-commerce laws, maritime law, mergers, private equity, security law, and others. Now, depending on what a topic interests you, and this list will obviously will be will keep on updating as and when we get some more information. Let me take competition law. Now, in the competition law, Mr. Raina, could you please check the mic? I think there's someone's mic is unmuted. So
Yeah.
in the competition law, it says statutory law entries there, rules and regulations, notifications, case laws, and articles. Now, if I click on any of this entry, let's start with statutory law. This says on the competition law, Competition Act, the complete Competition Act prevails. So which is, I think was expected. If I click on this, it will simply open the entire act in front of me. Okay. Then it says Coconut Committee Act, Section 9, Companies Act, Section 230, Companies Act, Section 410, and then few various sections of Electricity Act. Why is this happening? As per our research, as per our editorial department who have done this collation, they say that Companies Act as a whole does not talk about competition law. However, Section 230 and 410 are related to competition law as a topic. So that's why only those sections are available over here. And that's the same thing that we have done for the remaining acts which are available over here. Not giving the entire act unless until the entire act is being talked about. So I minimize this. And like you have seen, one click on this, it will just open up into a next window. So let me close this. The next one, that is rules and regulations. If I click on this, all the rules and regulations which are governing or which have been come under competition law are available over here. CCI being the, I think, the most important, and now the compact. So those are all available over here. Then the notifications. So there are only two notifications from Ministry of Commerce and Industry. So those are available over here. And then comes my favorite, that is case law, because a lot of time if you search for the competition law as a topic, you will get thousands of judgments. But all those thousand judgments might not be relevant to you as a whole. Now what we're doing is over here, it says that there are probably, I think, a list of 20 odd judgments on this point of competition law. These are those important judgments which has made a significant impact in the development of this topic of this law. So if you click on any of the judgments, it will open the full judgment available over here, and it'll be mentioned. It'll be just visible on the side screen. So before we start and doing a research on competition law, I think we can refer to all these judgments, and if it makes sense, we can start. We can just, our research would be quick and fast. If something doesn't make sense in this, it's not relevant to us, we can then do the search that we've been doing in normal fashion. Now, the question that comes to my mind, and that is, there are 20 odd judgments. How can I go through 20 odd judgments? Like, this will take a lot of time. That's when the head notes comes in handy. So if you can see, it says the citation before Justice Sikri and Justice Bhushan. Now Justice Sikri name is in bold. Justice Bhushan name is not in bold. That means only Justice Sikri was the one who had written the judgment or who have authored the judgment. Okay. The party name is available over here. And now you have this, something in bold. It's the infrastructure law, telecommunication law, telecom service market. So primary trial determining technical foundation issues, role of CCI in ensuring healthy competitive telecom market. So now it's but obvious that this is a competition law case because that's why it's coming under this particular heading. But now it is talking about the telecom market having a fair competition. If you read further down, we will have a good or a fair idea what the case is about, what were the points of law which were discussed in this case. Once you read this entire thing, we will have an understanding, okay, this point is this entire paragraph, this is one head note, is talking about this factor. And now if you see, it says this entire thing, if it makes sense to you, it says it was picked up from, or is summarized from paragraph 85 to 113. So all these paragraphs were read, and this head note was made out of that. So if this head note makes sense to you, you will be able to see it between these paragraphs. If you go to the next head note, it's a Competition Act section. This entire thing was discussed in para 87, and that's how you can keep going further into this. But while we at it, now if you see, it says Competition Act, then Telecom Regulatory Authority of India Act, Section 11, 12, and 13, Competition Act, Section 19, 21A, and others. This is now been hyperlinked. We have been doing it. We have recently started doing it. I think probably a month and a half back, we started doing this of giving you the Bayer Act clickability factor. So if I want to see what Section 11 of Telecom Regulatory Authority of India talks about, I can click on this. Section 11 of that particular act will open up over here. There we have it. If I click on the entire, let's say, Competition Act, the entire Competition Act will open up. And this is not a feature only in browse. This is a feature in the entire software. However you open the judgment, you will have the same layout. So what we are learning to right now in this example, this all will prevail in the coming examples as well. So we are building up step by step. And if you keep scrolling down further, it says factual background of this case, proceeding before try. Now this is all head notes. What was the proceeding before try? What was the proceeding before CCI? All this background information is given away, jurisdiction of CCI, and you keep scrolling down further. Some more information will pour in. And this is
Chetan,
still
we've lost your voice.
no. So I just stopped talking for a moment.
Okay. I thought why there is a muted voice now for our main speaker. So how much time do we have today for this session?
We have till 12:30.
So we have 1 hour left now. I think we can quickly go back to the dashboard and start detailing. I know you have so many things up your sleeves that you can keep sharing these new things maybe for another 1 hour. But let's get to the main task. So
I
Chetan,
think I'll just
I think I'll ask few queries, and I think members probably will also be willing to ask queries in the same fashion. So I'll do that task for all of them.
okay.
Tell us, in case I have just, I think, one very simple query of knowing the meaning of a particular word or phrase, or how can I go about it? Is there a method where I can simply type and get the information on that word or that phrase? Is there a utility available in this platform?
It is. So what we're going to do is, if you remember, and so that we had this menu in the starting that we were calling the dashboard. I can click on this. When I
Hmm.
click on this, that same thing will come over here. Now I can choose. So like you said, I want a meaning of a particular word. So we'll go in this
Okay.
words and this is an online dictionary. I click on this,
Hmm.
and now it gives a search bar. So any particular word that you would like to search for.
Just type bias, simple word,
Okay.
BIAS.
Now, if I show you this, the meaning. Now it says the first definition is here. The second one is starting from here, ending somewhere over here. And the third one starts from here and others. The fourth one is here. Now, what is happening is it is giving you multiple sources from where the definition is coming. So, like we can see in this one, this is coming from a judgment. So, the Lordship would have explained the word bias in this case. The second one is also coming from a particular case. So is the third one that is starting from here, ending it somewhere here. But then we have the fourth definition, which is coming from what. So what is a short for Wharton Dictionary of Law? Is a legal dictionary. So we give you definitions as it was mentioned in the Bail Acts, or in the judgments, or in the Dictionary of Law.
Is this also the work of the same SEC editorial board, or it's coming? What is the source of these definitions?
So we had published this, legal phrases, word and phrases book. I think in the year 1995. I think, and we had done the editorial work back then. So the same is being the base for this. So the editorial work has been done on this because picking out all this information is it's not available at the face of it. The
Mhm.
editorial work needs the manual intervention is required. So the base is that book, and then we are now just building up on that.
Okay, now so this was simple. Thank you so much, Chetan. And how about in case I have a simple query with a party name? I can give you a party name. Suppose I'm looking for one of the old judgment called Golaknath. I do
Okay.
not remember whether it was Madras High Court judgment or Supreme Court judgment. I don't even know that. Can you help me with this?
So
Oh, find by
Golaknath,
party name.
yes. Do you have any other party name or just Golaknath? You have just Golaknath with you.
I think I can remember only Golaknath. I'm not
Okay.
having the full name in my memory, so I have only one party name.
So if that comes as a question, so what we can do is we can go to find my party name because we have the party name with us. Let me zoom in a bit. It says select court. Now we can select Supreme Court because I remember this Golaknath case was Supreme Court. But considering that there is still a doubt, so I'll click on this all jurisdiction. And over here, the next thing I'm going to do is whatever information I have with me. So I just have the word Golaknath, nothing else. Start search with this. We got 5 results. I think this is what we are looking for, State of Punjab. So if I see this, it says it gives me all of it. Had it been a case, I would have written Golaknath, or in between, I would have written Punjab. Mr. Raina, can you hear me? I can't hear Mr. Kapoor.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Okay, great. Mohit, you are here?
Yeah.
Okay. So we can click on Golak, Punjab, Nath. So any random words we can write if we remember the other party name as well. There's no sequencing, set pattern that we have to follow. So I can take care of this. Is it Golak Nath versus State of Punjab? I can click on this, and or I can double click on this, or I can click on go. It'll open the full judgment. Sensor, are you there? Okay. So now the question that was asked was about the Goloknath case. Can we search for it or not? So this is a 1967 judgment. Now over here, if you see, it says the full judgment is available over here, and that is mentioned rightly over here. Like we mentioned in the first example, Justice Rao, Justice Banshu, Justice Daitullah, Justice Bichawat, 4 names are in bold. That means out of the 11 judges, 4 had authored the judgment. Right? So those names are mentioned over here. And the best part of this is, if I click on any of this name, it will jump to their part of the judgment.
Oh, that is a very good feature. In fact, that will save a lot of time because
That's
sometimes in 11 judges bench, we have all 11 judges, I think, giving their own individual part of judgment. So this will be a real great help. But I also distinctly remember that Goloknath was overruled. How can I see and where is that overruling information appearing here? Right now, what I can see is digest notes 120. Is this the reflection that 120 points are there?
Yes. So
Okay.
yesterday I was discussing this. I think something similar with the Lokpal of in Delhi. Sir corrected me yesterday. Someone was saying that we were talking about another example, and says the case is overruled. The judgment is overruled. And sir pointed out there itself that no, don't say the judgment is overruled, because the moment you say judgment is overruled, we just shut the doors. That the judgment is overruled. Don't look at it. The answer to that is when you ask that digest notes are 120. What are the digest notes? Digest notes are the law points, the points of law which were discussed. The ratio of the case is given over here. So now if you see, this is 120 digest notes, 1 judgment. If you come to the second column, it says J11. J means it's a full judgment. If I click on this, the full judgment will open up. 11 talks about the quorum, the bench strength over here. And now when you come to the second column, it says D11. 11, we have already established the fact what 11 means. D means it's the one of the point of law which was discussed in this case. So meaning of state, meaning of declared, meaning of a state was discussed, fundamental rights, and so on and so forth. Now the question comes in that how can we figure out if something is overruled or not? The easy way, I can write it on the top of the judgment is overruled, and my work will get done. But that would not be the right thing, because we're giving you, point-wise analysis over here. We can also give you the point-wise, that if it's overruled or not overruled, and what is overruled. So for that, one way is I can simply scroll down, and that is a traditional way of approach. I can keep scrolling down, and I will look for a small red exclamation mark, which will tell me that this case is overruled or not, or which point of law is overruled or not. But that's a traditional approach. It takes some time. The other approach that we can take, which is much, much faster. So like if you can see 61 point, 61st point, it says this red exclamation mark next to it. If I click on this, it says on Article 368 and preamble, which was as per the minority, this was the view. This point of law has been overruled. This point of law, not the entire judgment. And if I scroll down further, I might see other one. So Article 368. Again, this point of law and the minority view was here, overruled in Keswan the Bharti case. But this is the traditional approach. My suggestion would be whenever you are opening any judgment,
So can we see all of these together? Can we see all of these together?
So for that, open the case like you have opened and come to this, under SEC tab, just come over here and just write the word overruled. So, and click search. What's going to happen
so what you're saying is that for any judgment, checking for any judgment that which point of law within the judgment is overruled, we can first go to the find by party name, select the judgment, open the judgment, and within the judgment we can search for overruled term and see in case there's any point overruled.
Yes.
But there again, I think we'll have to be conscious about having this exclamation mark, because I can still see that there are some of these points, like point number 5 does not have exclamation mark here. Maybe the overruled word is appearing somewhere in the part of the text. Is that right?
If you see on the screen, that's the same thing happening. If you see the judgment, it is also coming a part of it. And there's a word, though later overruled was the nonetheless for the intermediate transaction. So even the word is coming overruled, so that is coming over here. That's why the 5th entry is here. So like you said rightly, we need to look for these red exclamation marks. So only these exclamation mark points are overruled. The remaining other ones are not. So even the 15 point, 16 point are not overruled.
Oh, so that means out of 15 digest notes that are shortlisted with this overruled term, even within those, only I
12.
think only 12 are overruled. So
Yes.
the total number of points were 120, out of which 12 are overruled. So 108 points are still good law. That is what you're suggesting.
Exactly.
Oh,
And
that's a
just
great help.
That's a great help. If I'm sure everyone knows this Gornal case, because if there are 4 judges authoring a judgment, the judgment would be a big one, a lengthy judgment. So doing this one,
Can we take one more example, Chetan? One more example of the same kind so that the things are becoming very, very clear to all of us?
I'll take
You
another
can take
example.
another example. This was in my knowledge, and maybe one more example. Party names.
Okay.
Think of any other party name which you think is overruled on some points. Now, I stand corrected. Which is overruled on some point. Correct.
We can take another landmark judgment, A.K. Gopalan.
Okay.
So A.K. Gopalan was State of Madras. It's again a
1950.
long, or rather, let
Okay.
me take the one case which is which is totally relevant to all of us. S.P. Gupta. S.P. Gupta
Oh,
was Union of
that
India.
is appointment case.
That is appointment case. So I think
Okay,
this is
1981.
something relevant to us. So
Okay.
we can S.P. Gupta was Union of India. I click on this.
Mhm.
Now there will be a few judgments wherein we have started writing on the top that this is partly overruled, this is overruled, just to give a heads up on to everyone that please do the sub search and find it out. So like in this, it has 52 points of law. But it's on the top. It says partly overruled in Scora versus Union of India. So it's given over there. But this is something that we have started doing it very recently. So this will not be available in all the judgments. So now, but if you see this, it has 7 judges and all 7 names are in bold.
So can we quickly do that sub search of overruled here and see how many points are overruled? Okay. Oh, only 3.
Yep.
Point number 3, 4, and 5.
Yes.
So this is brilliant. Thank you so much, Chetan, for showing this. And suppose I have one more query now. I have seen SP Gupta. I have seen SP Gupta.
Yeah. I was thinking I show the true printout over here, and then I can take the next question if that is okay.
Please, but my query is very simple. I am wanting now to see, it's such a popular and important judgment. Suppose I want to see the reference of a specific case, that where exactly this case is subsequently cited, distinguished, referred to. So you can take that query after whatever you are showing me as true print, and please continue from there. Thank you so much, Chetan.
Okay. So I think that is I think that will be just a one click and I'll get all the information with that. But just to show the true printout, because I spoke about in the starting. So in the print option over here. So by the way, you can save it, you can email it, this entire document, but then you can also print it. So when you click on the print, it gives you 2 primary options: a true print. Let me zoom in more. True print and a non-true print. And this one is just a part of the non-true print. Now, what is the basic difference between non-true print and true print? True print, like I said in the starting, will be an exact photocopy of how it was printed in the books. And non-true print will give you a printout of how it is showing, the judgment is showing on the screen right now, the internet printer. So let's take the true print and let's have a look at it. It gives me an option. Let's take 2 or 3 pages, print. Mr. Raina, please, mic. Once I click on this, if you see this, it says printed for, my name is given over here. And then the first page, the exact print, how it would have been there in the books, first page, second page, and the third page. And on the top, it says SEC Online True Print, which is the stamping.
So basically, it means that in this way, we have the entire SSE library with us. The complete series from 1969 onwards, all volumes, about 500 volumes of SSE are available with us in this format. Wow.
Yes. So you don't need a shelf space anymore. It can be taken. It's in your pocket now.
And none of these volumes can actually be missing here because we have virtual volumes here.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Answering your question, that I want to see, we all know that this case is a half, landmark judgment. So if you want to see where all call case this case was being cited, referred, but basically as cited as a precedent, it's a simple step. There's this icon over here, and it's called as case reference. One click on this, so I'll click on this now, and you'll see this change. So this is one judgment right now. It will change into a couple of hundred, I think. They are judged. Sometimes there are few judgments which are being cited by thousands. This is almost like 800. Now we can see in 800 judgments, this case was being cited. In Supreme Court, 120 times. In various high courts, 564 times. Then you also have foreign cases. So not only we giving you reference that it was being cited in India or not, but I think this is a different package altogether. So I think we will not be able to, you will not be able to see it in your, because
Can we see which high courts have cited this how many times?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So if I click on this, so let's, so we can see Andhra Pradesh 2 times, Bombay 56 times, Calcutta 22 times, 1 time in Chhattisgarh. And if you see, as I scroll down, this only comes in. So Telangana High Court 56 times. So if I click on only this, it's going to show me only Telangana High Courts wherein this case was being cited.
Oh,
which, if you see from other end, I'm getting the similar cases. So there we have it.
Chetan, one more thing that I actually now have in my mind. Can we quickly go to the same judgment again? I want to copy and paste some part of the paragraphs somewhere. So how can we do that?
I can show it over here itself. I can take one Supreme Court judgment. So there are two ways of copy pasting. One is a simple way you can highlight it, do a Control-C, Control-V. But there will be few judgments which will not let you highlight at all.
Like in this case, I want to copy this para 1 which is coming here, para 1 and para 2.
Yes.
In this case itself, which is on third panel.
You see, I'm trying to highlight something, but it's not getting highlighted. So in this scenario, you will have, whenever you cannot highlight, you will have these clipboard icons. So I can click on this, do a single click on the others which you need. Once you selected a couple of paragraphs, I've taken 3 right now.
Is there any limit how many paragraphs we can select in one go?
There are 10 paragraph limit. So in that one go, you can select 10 paragraphs and then you can come back and do another 10 and then so on and so forth.
Okay, so there is no limit as such as to how many times you can do that. It's unlimited.
Yes,
right.
yes.
Thank you, sir. So,
and we spoke about this.
What happened thereafter?
Yes, I'm just getting into that. So we select the paragraph that you need to copy. We talk about a case reference. Next to case reference, there's an option of smart copy, a tick over there. I select the paragraph that I need. So 1, 2, 3, and then I come over here and I click on this. That's it. Your paragraphs that you have selected will be copied into a different window along with the case name, citation, and on which page this paragraph was published. So this is the first paragraph, second, third, and from here you can highlight as much as you want. Do a Control-C, Control-V works over here. You can also email it to yourself. By default, your email ID would mention over here, or you can email to someone else as well.
Okay.
And for the members who are using this feature for the first time, you might get a pop-up blocker over here because this is opening into a different tab. So you might have a pop-up blocker. So that might come over here and would have a, if you're using a Ubuntu machine, it will say pop-up blocker, allow. So you can click on that and it'll, say allow all the time. If you're using a window machine, then it comes over here, which is a small envelope icon with a red line onto it. Diagonal line to it. So you can allow it once. And if you're using a Mac machine, then you have to do it in going in the settings.
So Chetan, we have to do it every time when we are doing this?
No. It's just a one-time access you have to give to the software.
So
to the website.
basically, for the first time, when any of us is doing this copy and paste, we'll have to set this, and thereafter it will actually assume that we have opened it for future all times.
It's a
All right.
permission that is
All
required.
right.
That's one-time permission.
All right. All right. So, Chetan, I think we have learned about how to search the information in case I have one party name, and tell us more about this find by topic and what is this? What is the source of this find by topic?
Find by
Please.
topic. I'm sure everyone we've heard of the ALE Digest, the Supreme Court ALE Digest that we
Yes.
publish.
That red color digest
Red
called
color,
SCYD.
SCYD, the thick one.
Okay.
So whatever topics are listed over there. So basically, what happens in the digest that all the cases on a particular topic are listed in one, in that particular segment under that particular topic. So the same thing has been mentioned over here. All the topics are mentioned over here, and this is not year-wise. This is not only for 1 year. This is for the inception, 1950 till date. So this is a complete digest of all the years on these topics.
Oh, wow. So this is something similar to our complete digest of 50 years that Eastern Book Company is publishing.
Yes. So this
Okay,
is the
can
digitized
we see
version.
something? Can we see something immediately on legitimate expectation? I think this is
Legitimate. I can just
legitimate.
write legitimate itself.
Okay.
I can search it over here. I can just type it over here. So legitimate, it comes under three things. So administrative law, legitimate expiration, doctrine.
I think I like to have it in doctrine and maxims under doctrine of legitimate expectation topic. Correct.
Okay. So I can click on this, and now before I do a search,
Mhm.
you just have a look at the bottom. It says search everywhere, search in digest notes, and search in headings. So search in headings, let it be. We talk about these two, search everywhere. If I click on this, it'll search in the judgments, head
No, I
notes.
think I will prefer in digest notes only because I
Okay.
like to be selective. Otherwise, how am I going to save my time?
So digest note means that only the head notes will come in file factor, and there you have it. So doctrine of legitimate expectation explained, and there's the first case, and then if you see, all this is given over rightly over here.
Can I see the
Yes,
latest one by selecting something here?
we've been using the Excel, right, and all the things that we can sort this information. The same applies over here. A filter option is there. You click on this filter, and you come to latest first. You click on this latest first, and you have the 2018 judgment from SR Bulk Terminal Limited, talking about doctrine of legitimate expectation.
Oh, good.
As a topic, not as a passing remark, as a topic. There's a difference between the two. So this is not giving you just a passing remark, but a doctrine as a doctrine of legitimate expectation, as we discussed as a main topic.
So what you're saying is that in case I do not remember the exact topic tree, I have some topic in my mind. I can go there, I can search for a topic, and I can see where all this is appearing, and then I can continue with my search on that topic in the topic index, and I can search directly all 50 years or 60 years of digest that we have in one go. Wow.
Also,
this
you
is a
can
good feature,
you can see the subtopics under particular thing. Now, if I want to see administrative law, if I click on this, all the subtopic which comes under administrative law,
they're
will be
listed right
listed.
here.
Yeah. So even if you don't want to do a search, you can do the browse.
I think this was simple. Thank you so much for highlighting this. And how about this find by citation? I have a citation of SSC 2010 volume 1 page 1.
That will be easy to search. You can even, if you give me some other citation, I can search with that as well. But let's go with this 2020.
2010.
2010. Okay. 2010.
Volume 1 page 1.
Page 1. Okay. Now, if you notice, if I write the bare minimum citation, it also gives me the index of the entire volume.
Oh,
that in
wonderful.
this volume of 2010 of volume 1, there were 4 judgments on page number 1, second was on 11, and so on and so forth. Let's take the first one itself. That's what you asked for. Search. The reason I was saying that you can ask for any other citation as well, let me give you why I was saying it. If you notice, if you would have given me Criminal Law Journal, Gujarat Law Reporter, ECRN, AIC or AIR, any citation that you would have given me for this case, I would have still been able to open the same judgment.
Oh. Then tell us more about this. How can we have, and how many citation tables are here in this? How many journals actually we have for which we have the citations here?
I think it's close to, I don't have the exact number. I think it's.
Can we
running.
see? So can we see scrolling something? Okay.
So once I click on this,
Mhm.
I can see all the SEC variants, different publications that we have is available here. AIR, ITR, and then others. If you keep scrolling down, the list will keep coming up, and the Privy Council era journals, those are available over here. Federal Court.
This is probably running into hundreds. Hundreds.
This is
You
close
have
to
all this
20.
All India Reporter also appearing right here. Can I use All India Reporter citation also?
If you wish to.
Can I see one the same kind 2010 volume 1 AIR SC
SC.
Supreme
Okay.
Court?
So what I can do is rather than going through all this thing, I can just type it over here. AIR.
Okay.
And when I write AIR, you'll be able to see all the
Is that-
AIRs coming in one.
Mm-hmm.
So I click on this. You
Mhm.
said
2010
201.
volume page 1. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, that was simple.
And 2010 SEC online citation, CR Criminal Law Journal, ECR, and the same thing prevails over here as well.
Mhm.
And the interesting part over here is in the head note, we talked about this feature, that is case reference. But apart from case reference, in the head note itself at the bottom, it says on this point of law, these cases were relied on. This case was distinguished. Then this some textology jurisprudence book was relied on. Then further, this case was followed in this case, applied in this case, affirmed in this case. So the
My
head
God.
note
We
does not
find it in
end over here.
all points.
Major of the points we've been doing it. So not all the points get cited.
Mhm.
So in any way the point gets cited.
Wherever
We'll-
available, these will be embedded here.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Chetan, I have to quickly look on something relating to section 138 of Negotiable Instrument Act. So is there a way that I can go there quickly?
The quick way is you can go through this, find case law by section.
Oh, okay. So there is a direct method to go to any act and section number.
Yes.
Okay.
So I can,
Negotiable
you said
Instrument Act.
Negotiable Instrument Act. So there we have it. So Negotiable Instrument Act, find in title. So first we have to search for the act name. Once you do that,
Okay.
you scroll down, the entire act is available over here. We're looking for
Mhm.
138,
Mhm.
dishonor of check. Double click on this or click on go.
Mhm.
That's it. The work is done.
Oh.
You'll get all judgments on section 138 will be in front of you. And this is I think done for all the acts. I'll take one more example in this if just to explain this. Let's say I want to search for prevention of corruption. So prevention so 88 and start search. So entire Prevention of Corruption Act opens up, and let's take section 19. I can double click on this. This will give me section 19 of Prevention of Corruption Act. So this way, any act you can open up, any section you can just simply do it, and the software will do its own work for you. So this will gives you that information. Let's go back. So that's find case law by section. If you want a particular section, you can do a search with. And now let's come to the word search, because I think you've asked all the questions, sir. I think word search is something that you would have, whatever that you have searched all through this, everything can be summed up in this one word search. Kapoor sir, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. And this I have, I think, lots of confusions because often I am actually not having party names. I don't have citation. I don't even know how to, I think, proceed further. Like the other day, in fact, somebody was asking me a very simple query, but there was no legal meaningfulness in this. Monkeys do not decide affair of the forest.
They should not. So
I think the senior gentleman was quite focused that yes, he has read it somewhere. Monkeys cannot decide affair of the forest.
there we have it, coming it as an option over
So
here.
what
I
is the
think
right way to do these kind of searches? So that is something I think we would all like to know.
there's only one principle that we should all follow, not only in this SSC Online, but in any legal resource software. That is, less is more. And keep it short and simple.
Okay, tell us more about it. Please tell us more about it.
So what I'm talking about, let me zoom in a bit. If we type in all these words, the software will search for all these 9 or 10 words, ensuring that all the 10 words are coming in one document. So even let's say 9 words are coming in one document, the 10th word is not coming, that document will not make a part of the search. So what it means is that it makes sure that all the 10 words are mandatory, has to be in one document, not like Google. So in this, what we have to do is we have to write only the main words, because there are different ways. It can be monkey cannot, monkey can't, monkey does not decide in a fairy forest. I don't know. So just to avoid any confusion, I will just write the main words, which wherein I cannot go wrong. In sentence construction, I may write extra words. So just write 3 words: monkey, a fair forest. 3 words, keep it short, and search. With this, even if it's monkey does not, monkey will not, it will search for everything. And now if you can see it over here, it says monkey does not have a forest. But also when you're here, you can click on these small gray rightward arrows. Is the next highlight. I can click on this. It's searching for forest. Then it says a monkey does not decide in a fate of the forest. Had it been have a search of monkey cannot, I might not got this search. So that is the difference, and that's how you
My
get.
God, from millions of judgments, we have found only 9 entries, and in almost all of them, monkey, affair, and forest, these 3 words are
There's
appearing,
only one
and the
judgment.
statement comes in the first one itself.
There's only one Supreme Court judgment. So if I want to be focused, that if Sir would have said that, oh, this is Supreme Court judgment, my work would have done in the first go itself. That I would have said, I don't want to see anything. This is the judgment, sir. I know it.
But sometimes we also have very specific queries with some legal phrases. Tell us more about it.
So the legal phrases are actually more easier to search, provided we know how to search.
I can suggest I'm looking for locus standi relating to third party.
Now, when we say locus standi, right, and say third party. Now, if you look at it from where I am, standing, these are actually 4 words: locus standi, third party. But the way we want to search from your side, it's actually 2 words: locus standi and third party. So how can we make it from 4 to 2 words? We have to put double. Let me zoom in a bit. To make it as one word, I'll put these double quotes. When I put double quotes, now locus standi has become one word and third party has become the second word.
So
And
what you're suggesting is that for each legal phrase, we have to type double inverted quotes. Is it same for legitimate expectation? In case we are looking for legitimate expectations, we have to type double inverted quotes.
culpable homicide, res judicata, doctrine of eclipse, anything that has more than one word, public interest litigation, dowry death, anything which has more than one word, made of more than one word, double quotes will help you, focus your search.
I'm sorry, I can't wait to see the results. Please click on the search button.
I've done that. So there we have it. Locus standi and third party, appeal by the third party against decree allowing sale of trust property by district court under section this. Locus standi is aggrieved party. If a third party establishes that he is interested in the welfare of the trust, held he would be a agreed party having locus standi to prefer an appeal.
Okay, we still have 163 digest notes.
Who wants
this? Is what it's showing.
You can simply focus on Supreme Court. I can say only Supreme Court head notes. Show me only Supreme Court head notes, which is from 163. Hundreds, approximately 100 are gone. So if I click on the only feature will help you focus on what you want.
So is it necessary to do all the phrases together as you've typed both the phrases, both these legal terms together and searched it, or is there any other method?
I would
in
suggest
which
not to write together, because then, like, if I got the search, I'm stuck. In anything that new I have to do, I have to go back.
Mhm.
So I always would prefer that you break your searches into smaller searches. So when we wrote this,
Mhm.
I would suggest you just write the first word over here and remove the second word. And
Okay, I
first
have
search.
another example now. So I
Oh,
think I have another example now, in which I think I would be requiring multiple sub searches. Let's take a case in which there is a death. It's a dowry case. So there is a
okay.
death because of burning of the bride. So how can we search this? And in the
It's a
phrases
dowry
fashion only.
case. It's a dowry
Uh,
case. So dowry death over.
Dowry death case.
Okay,
Okay.
dowry quotes. And the bride was burnt. So
Yes.
it
So
will
you
be a
start with
bride.
single phrase.
Yeah. So
You'll
we'll
start.
start with one.
Okay. Okay.
We search with dowry death first.
Okay.
Now what's going to happen is, in the entire database, it's going to give me all the cases where dowry death has been discussed. So there are 4,000 cases, right? And now,
4,854. Okay.
and
Bride
now
burning.
sub search.
Please search for bride burning. I think that is the best suitable sub search phrase. Bride
That's a
burning.
legal word
Okay.
for I think that. So I think bride burning does make sense.
Okay. Interestingly, in this case, I think what I am having on my table, there are multiple dying declarations. So are we going to search dying declaration first and then do sub search?
I think multiple is not. I think is not a legal phrase. If I'm correct, I can be wrong in that.
Okay. So dying
But I think,
declaration first.
because dying declaration is a individual word. It can be multiple. It cannot be multiple. So I think dying declaration would be a better thing. And now, but however, yes, you're asking for multiple. I can do a sub search over here. I can. There can be more than one.
Uh,
They
I
can be.
remember, huh? I remember in some judgment, I think I've read it more than one.
That's what I'm saying, because they are different ways now. Because this is not a legal word. Multiple and more than one is not a legal word. So
Mhm.
we can, we have to be more open that. So I'll take more than one, because I think. And now again, more than one are 2, 3 words together. It may be on this
You
be
put
as
double
well.
inverted quotes. Okay.
Yes, because I
So
want this as
you
a
search this
phrase.
also in the phrase form.
Yeah, though it's
So
not a
whenever,
legal phrase.
okay. So whenever you are putting double inverted quotes on the beginning and at the end, that is being searched as a phrase form, and that will be searched in the similar fashion as legal phrases are being searched.
I think
Okay.
your what you're looking for is right on the screen. It says
Yes.
if there are more than one dying declaration, they should be consistent.
Oh wow. So only 4 digest notes having this information. My job has
Yes.
become so simple now. So what you're saying is that I can keep doing sub search and maybe I'll reach only one point.
No. Don't do that.
Okay.
Because if we go any time further, because 90 over here, 4 digest notes, if I do one more search, what will happen is that we might lose out some important information as well. This is a very, and when we are doing a research, we have to think from both the sides. What is favorable, what is in my favor, what is not in my favor. And now if you see, it's 21 High Court, Supreme Court judgment, which is a good number. I think don't go less than, like, I think 10 or 5, because then, that is too precise, and you might get might lose out on some important information. This is a good number. I think I would personally stop over here.
Okay.
Acha, now as you have asked, sir, that you want to do sub searches, what is the benefit of doing sub searches? I could have done the same thing over there as well in the main search, dowry death, space, bride burning, save, dying declaration. Why we have done this? Is there some incentive to it? The incentive is, I can, without going back, I can alter my search from here itself. Let's
Okay.
suppose I want dowry death, but I do not want bride burning. I just want dowry death, dying declaration, more than one. I can simply click on this cross. What will happen is, now just look at the numbers, 217 and 90. If I cross it out, it will now remove the bride burning results, and the number has jumped to 772. And from 90, it has 352. I can
Oh,
cross any of this, and then I can do my search again. I
with
can
the
start.
other words,
Yes.
other words and phrases.
So,
Okay.
because in research, you can go back and forth. So that's what we are doing over here.
Okay, I think as far as I'm concerned, you've shown me phrases, you've shown me, but is it always necessary to either search for single words or phrases, or we can also do together, one phrase and one word?
We can do anything like that. And I think
Uh,
I'll add another
I'm
element.
looking, I am looking for one, I think, case in which I want to see whether postmortem report is significant or not significant.
So for this, I think I'll add one more element to it, post-mortem. Now, post-mortem is 2 words. So again, the same thing. And like you said, it is significant or not significant. You don't have to write significant, not significant. Just write the word significant. Now, before I do the search, see, I'm also getting some suggestions that do you want to search for significant or necessary? But I think I will just keep it simple right now, significant. Now, if I do a start search right now, what will happen is postmortem and significant might come together, might come far, far off. How can I bring these 2 words talking to each other, neighboring each other? Because then only then it will make sense to me. So what I'm going to do is I
Correct.
want this thing.
I need to find these within the same sentence or the same paragraph, and not beyond
So,
that. I do not want it on two different pages or in 2 different paragraphs. Otherwise, it will be meaningless.
so in simple words, you want them to near each other, right?
Correct.
So just write the word near.
Oh.
Postmortem near significant. This is the software understands the way we talk to each other. It says, I want this near this. There we have it.
Oh, this is brilliant. Postmortem examination report when not significant.
See, so we
So
are.
near is some kind of magic that you have created. Okay.
Near is just simply bringing people together, bringing words together. Like
Okay.
Indian Railways brings people together.
Okay. Okay. So is it possible to show few more examples? Also, one more thing. Can we use near multiple times, or it is restricted to use only one time in one search?
No, you can do it multiple times. And also there's another element to it I would like to add, that is not. This is about what we want, but what about what we do not want in our search?
Mhm.
And you can write not. So I'll take example, if I want case of compensation. If I want compensation near, related to motor accident, I can just write motor, compensation near motor. But if I want compensation near motor, but not from, let's say, medical negligence, I can write this. So what will happen is now it will give me searches of compensation which are arising out of motor accidents, but not medical word is not occurring in that. So the answering to your question that can I use multiple? I can use multiple as well. I can say I want compensation near motor, near medical. I want both the words.
I don't think it will be finding anything
It will
if
be
we
not
are.
finding it. Yeah, I know. Yeah, because this
Yeah.
is something which will not make relation to it.
Okay. Let's just see whether we find something interesting where compensation of motor vehicle cases will come.
In this search, yes.
Okay.
You want the search?
Please.
Okay.
Tell me, some people are saying that whatever you are showing in the presentation, it's very simple and it's appearing very lucid and very easy to do. But as soon as the presentation ends and we are trying to do it ourselves, we find nothing. That is something that many people are talking about. So let me give you one difficult one.
Okay.
I want to search where two principles, doctrine of proportionality and Wednesbury principle of unreasonableness, these two principles. The query is to find the Supreme Court judgments or maybe the High Court judgments where I can see which of these two principles are currently in use by the High Court or in use by the Supreme Court of India. Which one is the preferred one? Whether they are applying doctrine of proportionality or they are using Wednesbury principle of unreasonableness. I'm sure you have understood the query.
I think I've understood the query. Let's what comes to your mind, sir, with this search? Because we have done a couple of searches. What comes to your mind? What should we write?
How to
Give me
create,
the
first
main.
of all, how to create such query, because such a long thing. First two principles, doctrine of proportionality.
Well, first, let's try writing all of this. So it says doctrine of proportionality and Wednesbury principle. That were two things that we're talking about. And the second thing was that which one? What was the other part? That
inclination of the court or court's preference of a specific principle, whether doctrine of
that is
proportionality principle.
those things are not required. We can just because if these things are talking about to each other, I think that will be a sub part to it. That will be just anyways would be relating to this. So these are the principal things that we have to search for. Now even in this, you don't have to write everything. Just write doctrine, proportionality, and even I think Wednesbury is again it's a very unique name. I can just type this. And see, the software is giving me some option. I can just pick up this doctrine near proportionality near Wednesbury. There's 3 words. Like I said, if you put less words, you'll get more results. If you put too many results, too many searches, not going to give you anything. So let's me. There we are, and start search. Achha, one small thing. If you pick up something from the drop down, the Boolean will not get activated. So you have to, make sure that. What was that? Propose.
Doctrine of proportionality.
Near. This was the one. Now, if you see, if I click on this, by default, it does not click. So you have to make sure that otherwise, when you write near in between, it does click on Boolean by default. But just have a look at it once. This should be as important whenever I write the word near. And I'll start search. Wednesbury is a doctrine of is giving way to doctrine of reality. Doctrine of reality, a constant inclination of quote from doctrine of Wednesbury is to doctrine of reality. Mr. Kapoor, can you have a look at this one?
Considering inclination of quote from. Oh. So second part of the query was not even required. I think we got the answer in the first note itself. This is brilliant. Amazing. So
this will start giving me, because again, the thing is that if we narrow it down too much, we might be just losing out on information. When we keep it when we define the heads, that I want this and this, then it gives me a better structure, more information. You just have to define the area that you want to search in. And then obviously you can do a sub searches as well, if in case that is required.
So what you're saying, Chetan, putting in too many words and too many phrases to start with, actually in any case will not give us good results. So less is more. Now I think I'm having little better understanding of what you started with. You said in SSC Online, rather in SSC Online or any other product of legal research. In case you for any legal research, if you're putting in too many words, the possibilities of finding useful information will be reducing. However, I think, like in this case, I think only with these 2 principles, doctrine of proportionality and Wednesbury, I think even this much was enough to find something interesting. And I can also see I have substantial information. I have 18 digest notes here. So this is good food for thought to start with. Thank you so much.
Like Justice Gauba says, Justice Gauba has this saying that he says, too many things, it's a recipe for disaster.
Very well said. So what else is the magic or so-called magic? And I still will say, please show us little more simplified things so that even after your session ends, we still are in position to find something meaningful from the product, from the subscription. Please.
I think I have some time. I think I can open the question answer as well, because that will be one thing. I can just show one.
We have one. I think hand raised by Mr. Salim Selam, Mr. Sirwani.
Okay.
Hello.
Ma'am.
Hello. Good morning, Mr. Chetan.
Good morning, ma'am.
Chetan, for advanced search, just please go to advanced search. No, it is from 1779 to 2021.
Yes.
Whenever I am changing that advanced search years, it is not changing actually.
Okay, I will show that to you, ma'am.
Automatically, it is not changing, but whenever we drag that line, then only we are able to change. But manually, we are unable to change.
Okay, so manually, you're saying that when you are in the word search and there's an
Yes.
option over here itself, this one.
In advanced search.
Yeah, this one. So it doesn't changes over there.
Yes.
Okay, let's try it, ma'am. Just give me a moment. I have to just plug in my charger. Okay. So let's make it to the year 1951 and search for the just one particular word. Let's take arbitration, like just a arbitration as one word, just to see if it works or not. So just to rephrase the question of what ma'am has asked, that if we select the ears on the first screen, it does not work. But if you don't do that, and when you come to the result screen, there's an option. I'm not really sure how many of us paid attention to that. At the bottom, there is an option of ear-wise. So like this one. So you can drag and drop. I think Salim ma'am, it is working for.
That we can do. That we can do actually. I have done it. But the thing is, whenever I'm changing the ears manually by clicking, but they are not changing automatically. Even if I search for another word, again it is starting from 1779.
Yes. So if you see right now on the screen, I hope you can see it. It says from 1951 2021.
This one, because you have changed here now, it was changed.
I had changed it on the first screen.
Yes, I have seen it. If I type any another word for search, again it starts from 1779.
Ma'am, it gets reset for every search.
It
gets reset for every search, yes.
It is not going to be reset automatically for
yes. Ma'am, so anything that you see on the screen, like even if you would have typed this one, doctrine analysis, it was selecting on Boolean. And when you start search, it will select this Boolean, and when you come back, it will automatically become on all words. So this page refreshes that because you're doing a new search, you might not want to have the same setting again. So that's why it just does that.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chit.
Ma'am. And one more thing, while we are on the advanced search, like ma'am has already raised the question, we can do a lot of advanced searches over here. Let me zoom in a bit. There's an option over here. By default, it's the entire document. We can say digest only. We can search for party names only from here itself. Citations. We can also search for judges, searches by judge's name. If I don't remember the party name and the case is on the topic, which is very, very common, you might find lakhs of judgment on it, but you remember the judge's name. Then you click on quorum only. When you click on quorum only and then you come over here, just write judge's name. Just write judge's name. So let's say if I just take Justice Baig. Don't have to write Justice Baig, just write Baig. Start search. What it's going to do is it's not going to search for Baig as a petitioner or a public witness or as a respondent or as an advocate or as a victim. Nothing. It will just search in the quorum. So Justice Baig's name is search in quorum, and now you can also do the bifurcation that you want to see search judgment from Supreme Court or from other high courts. So I can select that, and now the topic that you were looking for that sir has talked about in one of judgment, you can do a sub search for that. So the entire the priority of the search has changed. Rather than searching from the topic, we search from judge's name and then do a sub search on the topic that sir has discussed in a case. So this will also give you that the information much faster. Open the questions now. Anyone, sir and ma'am, can if you have any question, we can now take that questions option over here. If not, I would like to show one feature if there is no question for another one or 2 minutes. That is, if I come to this search again, dashboard, there's browse acts and rules. This will be very helpful to all of us right now because what is happening is the entire acts are available where, like in the starting I said, notifications are also kept. So if I click on the central notification, so notification, circulars, instructions are kept separately. If I click on notifications from various areas, like I said in the example, central excise, so I'll take central excise. Year-wise notifications are kept over here. So you're not missing out on this. Second, if I want to click on central acts, if I click on central acts, the central acts which are used on a daily basis are available over here. Rest remaining are alphabetically arranged. If I click on, let's take Evidence Act, for example, and then there's the Principal Act, not the Amending Act. It'll open the full act, but also in the act, you will see this blue color boxes, which is not a part of the act. These blue color boxes which will run throughout the Bail Act. What are these? These are important judgments on the topic that has been mentioned, that has been discussed in the Bail Act. So on circumstantial evidence, this is one case of Govinda Reddy versus State of Mysore of 1960. And what you read over here, this brief, is a brief from the judgment, not the Bail Act entry. So what we're talking about is that if you want to, if you're reading a Bail Act, if you want to see the landmark judgment or important judgment on this point, you can read it. And once I click on this citation, it will open the full judgment into a different window. So while reading the Bail Act, I can see all these commentaries rightly available over here. Yeah, and you can save it. If I click on this save option, this will be saved as it is.
Chetan.
Yeah, Rind.
Chetan, I want you to show the ALT, ALD also.
Achha,
and
okay,
online folder also.
Okay. So I think online folder, I can show it from here itself.
Yes.
We can make our own folders over here. So I can, if you see this folder is available everywhere in any of the search that you've done. I click on this. So let me zoom out. I click on this. It says, where do you want to save this folder? Where do you want to save this document? In which folder? Kalki project. Now Kalki project doesn't make sense. So I can say change folder. It'll give me a list of all the folders that I have made in the past 2-3 years. So this is a list of all the folders. I can select a particular folder, or at the same time, I can click on my folder and I can make a new folder. So let's name it as Telangana State Judiciary, right? And enter and select folder. Now this has been named, and if I say OK, this entire Bail Act has been saved into my folder. So that goes rightly over there, right? And similarly, I can add whatever that I want to add, but with the same fashion. So let me give you one more example to this. So this is a judgment that I saved. This was an open judgment. I can come on this. So this folder option is there. So say Kalki project. I don't want Kalki project. I want Telangana State Judiciary. I will go there. And now Telangana State Judiciary has already been made, so I don't have to make it again. Just go for, there we have it. This, select folder. Okay, so now one judgment and one Bail Act. Now the question comes in, how can I access this folder? We've been clicking on this for dashboards. For accessing this folder, we can click on this. We can come to this and say My Folders and click on new View Folders. Once I click on View Folders, it'll show me the same list that you're seeing over there, right over here. All the folders available over here that we have made. And we're looking for Telangana. By default, Telangana would be the last folder. So by default, it'd be highlighted. So Telangana State Judiciary, the one judgment and one statute, Evidence Act available over here. And this will be accessible through your mobile phones, through your tablets, from wherever you can access SCC online. You'll be able to access this folder from any place. Talking about the second thing, what Arvind had requested for, how can I see a particular reporter's, entire digitalized volume stack over here, the entire list of volumes. Arvind, you said ALT, if I'm correct.
ALT as well as ALD also, both.
Okay. So
APLG is also covered.
So this is Andhra Law Times and Andhra Legal Decisions, right?
Yes,
so
yes.
Now this obviously is a civil one and the criminal one are separate.
Yes.
So I'm just going to show you one so that we have an understanding of it. So, okay, where do we go for this? We go to this and we click on Browse Law Reports, because this is one of the law reports. When I click on this, it opens this list. Now, when I click on this, let me zoom in a bit. Andhra Law Times. There we have it. The list, year-wise list of all the journals. I click on this 2021. So the volume 1 and the volume 1 consists of so many cases available here. The same thing, one click on any of this, it'll open the full judgment available right over here. The same thing will be available in ALD. If I click on this, ANSI 2021, the latest one. So the judgments are available from ALD as well. This way, we have covered a lot of journals throughout India. So you can have a look at it and this will give you the information without you searching for those things. Anything else, Arvind, that you would suggest that we should cover in this?
That's fine, Chetan. ALT and ALD. Please ask any questions regarding this.
Many members, I think, also have the inquisitiveness as to how many acts are covered. And in fact, I have a list which I'd like to share. So I'll quickly share that list on the screen. Here it is. Is this list visible?
It is visible now, sir.
So there is about 546 Andhra Pradesh Act which are available. Number one. And then we also have, in addition to this, we have about 240 or 50 Telangana acts. So this is the complete list. All of these acts are available on SSC online portal. So 500 and something. So I have this complete list, state-wise list, these are all those acts which are already embedded in the software. Full acts are available. So 546 of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. I'll show you. Where is Telangana? So you can see it's a complete all India list. And in fact, yesterday there was a query from Tamil Nadu. How many acts are there? So Tamil Nadu was having about 1540 total here, Telangana. So Telangana acts, as we can see. So we have 200 something, as you can see here, 282 acts already available. Is it visible, sir?
It is.
Ma'am. Okay. So Greater Hyderabad Municipal Corporation Act of 1955, last entry. If I keep scrolling up, I can see all the others. So all of those important ones are here. But still, in case there are few which you do not find here, so we are just, I think, one email away and one phone call away from all of you. Kindly write to us on support@ssconline.com, or maybe just make a phone call to Mr. Arvind, or you can reach us to us on our toll-free numbers. Suggest that these acts will help. So we will add all of those as well. Because we have a huge army of people, and in case you have the soft copy of the act available, please do send the soft copy along with, so that it becomes easy for us to verify whatever we have in our records with us, and it'll become very, very fast to get that thing added to the platform. So in this way, we will be helping each other. So that's what I wanted to brief. I think with this, it's just to ensure that huge information, not just the Supreme Court cases, the complete compilation which is available. When we see the complete SSC online, there are about 6,000 to 7,000 volumes of various publishers which are already available, in which we are not counting the volumes relating to the central acts that we have published in current central legislation, our own publication, and also Practical Lawyer, and also so many other publications that we are publishing as Eastern Book Company. I think during the process, we were also showing you some areas in which we have shown how we can go and see the 50 years digest and all other digests that we have been publishing in last 50 years period. So all of those titles are also embedded here. Words and Phrases is also one title. Likewise, huge information is available, but this is ever growing thing. Every month we are adding additional 250,000 pages. So with your suggestions, we will be more than willing to add more information which is of your choice. So please do help us to help you more.
So we have a question from Senior Civil Judge Nalgonda. So if you can unmute yourself.
Sir, namaste, sir.
Sir, namaste.
Sir, whether saved folder can be used offline, sir? Can we use saved folder can we use saved folder offline?
Sir, no, it will not be.
Saved folder, saved information can be used offline as well, sir. Sir, suppose you have downloaded one judgment. If
Let
you
me
have
share the
downloaded
screen.
one judgment, if you have downloaded one judgment or one note, or if you whatever you have downloaded on your laptop machine, on your handphone, whatever you have downloaded, which is now available on your handphone or maybe available on your laptop or your desktop, will be available even in offline mode.
Sir, if you
Sir,
made
one-
this folder, you
Yes.
made this folder, the entire
Yes, sir.
folder would be accessible only on the online. However, you can click on this. I can click on like this, and I can simply say, this print option over here, print summary or print documents. When I can say print documents, both these documents will get printed. So, and now you can save it. You can save it as a file onto your machine.
Yeah.
Then you can access it. So you can
So-
make your
so-
folders and then you
Yes,
may save it separately, sir.
So
Offline.
we cannot see that folder when subscription is terminated.
Yes, sir. Don't worry about the subscription. It's I think it's no judiciary has ever terminated the services once they have taken SEC online. So it is
not
it is
not like that, sir. With a positive.
Sir,
approach, I
sir,
just
we
want to tell,
started. Sir, we started our journey in 2000 and in fact 10 for this online thing. And
Sure.
since 2010, whichever state judiciary has taken it, we are still, I think, serving all of them. And we feel pride. We feel pride that out of 18,000 judges, I think presently we are serving to more than 14,500 judges now. So about 3,500 more to go, which is Himachal, Kerala, and Jammu and Kashmir. The corners are left. I think all others are already in the fold. So
Sure.
I guess we must be doing something right. We must be doing
Yes,
something
sir,
right
yes.
to help all of them.
Yes.
And
Yes,
you
yes.
see, the approach is very simple. Even today, we are requesting all of you to help us with your suggestions, with your guidance, that these are the additional information resources that we can add here in case you find some act which is missing, in case you find something which you think this is important but still not available. Please let us know. We will add all that information because that is what our job is. We will
Sure,
like
sir.
to give you the quality information as is required by your lordship, sir. So,
Sure, sir. Sure, sir. Thank you so much.
thank you so much, sir.
Any other question that any member would like to have? Anything that we discussed, you need more clarity on that, we can talk it. If Mohit, could you please share the email address of support?
Sure.
And our just mention very categorically that support is for technical assistance and learning is for training and other purposes. And do mention the toll-free number as well. And Arvind, you can mention your mobile number over there.
Okay.
Yeah. So any other question, sir, ma'am? Like we said, this number will only increase if you have-
Arvind, it is a polite request that you can speak in your own language also, so that everyone understands that you are that you are from Hyderabad and you can take care of their specific queries in their own language, please.
Okay, sir. Sir, good afternoon, sir. Andarki. Good afternoon, madam. Madam, నేను అరవింద్ ఫ్రమ్ హైదరాబాద్ తెలంగాణ ఇంకా ఏపీ చూసుకుంటాను. నా మొబైల్ నెంబర్ వచ్చేసి 7093
I'll mention it in the chat. Wait a sec.
7093 602 999
7093 60
2999. మీకు ఎలాంటి ప్రాబ్లం రిలేటెడ్ సర్చ్ కానివ్వండి, మీకు డెమో కావాలంటే నాకు చెప్పండి సార్, నేను అరేంజ్ చేస్తాను. మీరు ఒక ఫోన్ కాల్ కానీ మెసేజ్ కానీ చేస్తే ఐ విల్ బి ఇన్ టచ్ విత్ యూ. ప్లీజ్ సేవ్ మై నంబర్ సార్. నేను ఏపీ తెలంగాణ రెండు చూసుకుంటాను. ఎనీ టైం మీకు ఏ ప్రాబ్లం వచ్చినా యూ కెన్ రీచ్ మీ అప్.
Sir, I would. Can we request-
7093 602 999.
I've shared it on the screen as well, Arvind. So your number is now available, and Mohit has also given other information. So
సార్ ఎవరికైనా ఏమైనా డౌట్స్ కానివ్వండి, ఏమైనా ఇంకా రిక్వైర్మెంట్ ఏమైనా ఉందో సార్ చెప్తే నేను మళ్ళీ నెక్స్ట్ సెషన్ కూడా యాడ్ చేస్తాం. ఇన్ కేస్ మళ్ళీ యూస్ చేశాక మీకు ఏమైనా ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ ఉంటే.
yes, we can certainly do that, sir. And even if you have some queries, specific queries, and you want some individual assistance, we can also take care of that. Sir, I would request CPC sir, if you can come in, sir. If you can hear me, sir. CPC sir, can you hear my voice?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, sir, I think there are no further questions for now. We have shared the information. We have this recording. I will share it with Sir You. I'll share it with Arvind, and I will also share it with the system officer of each and every district that who have joined in today. So I will. I'll take another, I think, hour or so to upload this video on YouTube, and then this video would be, like I said in the starting, this video would be only and only accessible by the members. Whosoever will have the link of this video will be able to see this video. Otherwise, on YouTube, no one will be able to search on this video. So, sir, with your, I think, with your permission, if there are no questions, so we can end this session, and we can look forward for more queries if any member has it. The numbers have already been shared, and Mr. Kapoor is already making a note on the screen. We can take care of it, sir. Anything that, sir, that you would like to add? Anything that you would like to give us as a feedback that we should take care of? Let us know, sir.
Nothing specifically, sir. I hope that the officers, they are having the user IDs and passwords with them. And in case if any of the officers is encountering any problem, they may contact Arvind sir, who will help us in this regard. You need not worry, and you may please drop in a mail to the CPC also in case of any difficulty.
So
We can also request the members to take a screenshot of this screen so that everybody has the relevant numbers and email IDs to reach us. I'm sure you can use your mobile phone to take.
So one more thing, sir. I want to thank Registrar IT come CPC Ramakant sir for initiating this, sir. Initiating like he was the one who was like want the quality product for the judiciary. He personally like he was taking subscribing for this Judicial Academy, and he has been using for last 3 or 4 years. And this is like it was a great help from sir, from Ramakant sir. Thank you very much, sir.
No, sir. It is after all my duty to help the officers to find out the relevant legal position to solve the problem which is the officer is facing while disposing of the particular cases, and only that is the concern of the registry. It is not my personal thing here. And the Honorable the Chief Justice was very much pleased to give this to all the officers, and all the honorable judges of the committee. They also readily accepted to provide the facility to the officer, only with an aim that it will promote the quality of the judicial work. That is the only thing here. And I thank the officials of SCC, particularly Chetan sir and Kapoor sir, for participating in this meeting and making all these arrangements so that all the officers may use and may avail the best part of the SCC online, and so that their work will be somewhat it will make their work very, very easy, and it may improve the quality that is required for the judiciary. With this, can I say that the program is completed for this day, sir?
Sir, thank you so much, sir. On behalf of SCC Eastern Book Company, we thank everyone in this session, and thank you so much for giving us this opportunity to have this session with all of you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Chetan. Thank you, all my friends. So
thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, everyone, sir. We are obliged, and we'll make.
We'll look forward to have another session very soon. So
right, sir. Right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Have
Thank
a great
you.
and wonderful day and a great Sunday. So thank you so much.